going to miss that saxophone, right, Dr. Chan? Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. This is Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. I am so happy to welcome you to the Film and Music Show. Our topic today is music and mental health awareness with Katie Blackwell, also known as KatieB. She is backstage with her manager. We can't wait to bring them out. Before we do, I want to bring out the star of our show, Dr. MADALENE Chan. I just had a little secret laugh with about that saxophone. She is an international award-winning singer, songwriter. She's been on the charts. She's a novelist, the author of Star Child. She is not only a co-host here, she's one of our expert presenters on Talking Heads. She's an elevated listener. She's a panelist on A Woman's Prerogative, and she's also the creator and founder of Songs for You. Let's welcome her to the program. Hello.
Hey, Dr. Jacalyn. That was a mouthful, wasn't it?
And I know there's more.
It's expanding.
It's fantastic. It's all good.
It's not going to be an elevator pitch anymore, 20 seconds.
Well, so for people who don't know, they're joining us for the first time. Dr. Chan and I are very good friends, and we really enjoy each other's company. She's been good for me and helped me in so many ways, and she's just an integral part of this platform. And so just to make a quick announcement, what I was saying about the saxophone, we've got some changes coming for the new year, and we won't be hearing that saxophone anymore.
But it's good for new things, new times, new music, everything new.
Absolutely, all new. So as you know, we have KatieB backstage. She's been here before, but she's got some exciting things going on. Let's hear from you first, though, about what you've got going on. We're at the end of this year. This is our last show for this year, and you've accomplished so much. What are 3 highlights for you from 2022?
Number 1 was meeting you, Dr. Jacalyn, because you helped me to have confidence, learn about elevated listening, and bring a dream come true about me presenting or co-hosting, and then eventually presenting. That's been a dream of mine. So that's number 1. I would say the Woman of Heart Awards. That was a big surprise. I didn't know of that. Star Child. Oh, do I have to have 3? I mean, there's quite a few. There's quite a lot. In fact, I just embrace all of the goodies from the universal bag.
Very well put. And by the way, here is this beautiful book. Look at this cover of Star Child. This is by Dr. MADALENE Chan, and you can pick it up over on Amazon. I highly recommend this. Okay, KatieB. How do you know KatieB?
Oh, I know KatieB. I was introduced to KatieB by the wonderful late Professor Dr. Philip Chan. That's high up in a different dimension now. And he said to me, you have to meet KatieB. She's a phenomenal singer. She's got such a good heart, and she's just really real and very talented. And the fact that I think I met her when she was about 17, maybe, 17. I think it was 17 or 16 or 17. Might have been 16. And she had a lot of potential then. And she was just like growing with her craft, growing. So, I followed KatieB, and I've helped her on the side. I've worked with her manager on a few little projects. And I'm here for KatieB. I do feel she's not just a singer. She's an ambassador for the younger generation, and she bridges the gap between the older generation and the younger generation, which she's mid-generation, if you know what I mean. Yeah, she's powerful. She's wonderful.
Yes, she is. And I think that's she was on when we were rapping with Dr. Jacalyn before we were USA Global TV. But let's bring her out and her manager. Let's welcome singer-songwriter KatieB and Carol, her manager. Welcome to the program. KatieB, 2 things. First of all, did you meet Dr. Chan when you were 16 or 17?
I believe it was 16.
Yeah.
Like 16,
Yeah.
probably nearly 17.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
16 and a half.
on that.
Fantastic.
Quite a bit for that to go. So.
And KatieB, when I first met you, I think we were rapping with Dr. Jacalyn. I don't know if we were USA Global TV radio yet, but I remember you were very open about talking about mental health awareness. And I would love if you would just refresh our audience or people who are new. Tell us a little bit about your journey and how songwriting and singing has really enabled you to express yourself.
Hi everyone. I'm KatieB. I'm a singer-songwriter, and I'm also a motivational speaker. And I got into singing when I was about 9. I'm just guessing at this point, probably about 9, yeah. And it was actually my amazing manager, aka my mum, who got me into private singing lessons because I really struggled with my shyness, and I also had a speech impediment, which meant that I was insecure and just closed off from other people, and I was just struggling to convey what I wanted to truly say. Like I had a lot of what I wanted to say to people planned in my head, but then I was worried about people judging me or noticing that I had a speech impediment. That mum was she researched about how music and performing arts really helps people, especially young people who suffer with a lack of confidence. It really helps break a lot of people out of their shell. And then through then, I realized, wow, I'm actually kind of pretty good at it. And then from then, I started performing all the time. I mean, I'm still kind of performing all the time, but yeah, I was just always performing. Even when I was maybe still in school, all I had in mind was I knew I wanted to be a musician. I knew I wanted to do something in performing arts. But I didn't get into songwriting until I was about 15. And when I was around 15, 16, that was when I noticed that I was really struggling with my anxiety, because before I was 15, I didn't really understand or comprehend what anxiety was. I didn't realize that it was a mental illness that is kind of ongoing, and it affected everything that you could do. Because I didn't really know that many people around me who had anxiety or depression or any kind of mental illness, because even though I was born in 2003, so I'm not that old, even when I went to primary school, the education on mental health, it wasn't like it is now. There wasn't a proper awareness around it. So I kind of realized I actually had it from the age of 9, but I didn't get diagnosed with it till I was 15. And I was like, wait, so all this feeling of feeling overwhelmed and feeling like I was struggling to breathe and all that, that was due to having anxiety. But again, with my mum, she also suffers with anxiety, but I don't think it was till she was my manager, and she was always around me and being so loving and supportive and just being there, whether that was for my anxiety attacks or for my performing, that she realized she also had anxiety. So I think with a lot of people, especially with COVID, I think that really made people realize that mental illness is very prominent, and how it can actually really affect you as a person. And I'm just so grateful and very privileged I have a very supportive network of family and friends that through songwriting I was able to just really let people know that when I was like showing like a more positive, happy exterior, sometimes I was actually feeling like isolated or like quite anxious. So I think music, even no, like there's people who are like going to be very experienced in music, or they are going to be more naturally inclined to music. I think music is like a universal language that everyone kind of understands. And I was seeing people like Demi Lovato, and I listened to her songs, and she was talking about her struggles with her mental illness, and I was like, I really took like great inspiration from amazing songwriters like Demi Lovato, and I realized that wait, I've got a voice, and I could use my own experiences, and I could turn what I used to write as stories into songs, and then from then on, it's just kind of like it's been kind of crazy actually. I'm like performing all the time, and now I'm just kind of at the point where I realize that I can't imagine myself doing anything else than being a performer, really.
Wow, what a great
Wow.
story.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You know, something that you said really just triggered something for me, maybe for you, Madeline, and everybody out there. But there are times when we feel down and we can actually almost feel ourselves sliding into low vibrations, just pulling us down. And we actually have to stop ourselves and say, wait, I'm not taking this journey again. Not going there. Leave me alone, right? And we have to use the tools and the techniques that we know of to lift us up. So
I think especially if you are the person who struggles with a perfectionist or like overthinking mind, a lot of the time you're comparing yourself to other people, and you're thinking, this isn't like I'm not doing what other people are doing, I'm not, and you think to yourself that, oh, but like I'm not achieving what I want to achieve. But I think sometimes we've got to realize that we need to be kind to ourselves and realize that even though it might seem small to you, the people around you, they notice those changes. They notice like you being more confident, or they notice you took that advice to become a better performer, or even like a better person in a way. So I think that with being a perfectionist, or anyone that is kind of like a perfectionist, I think sometimes you do kind of want to like just keep like putting yourself down, and you're just like, why am I not feeling like 100% confident? But I think as human beings, we like to focus on the negative as opposed to like the achievements, as opposed to the positive. Like a lot of the time our mind is like, let's outweigh the negatives over the positives, which is just
very, very true. And I just want to pause. We have a comment from one of our team members here, Roland Friedel. Hi, Roland. He writes, hello, ladies, beautiful souls. Sunny regards from Portugal, and I wish you a great show. Thank you so much for being with us, Roland.
That's really sweet of him. Sorry, Katie, I just need to ask, in the way that if you had, for example, in the past, when you had an anxiety attack and then suddenly you had to go on stage, you're just in the middle of the anxiety attack, and then you're just being literally thrown on stage, the anxiety attack, it disappears, doesn't it? It's almost like you put another mask on or another personality. You become a different person.
I mean, I think sometimes you can use the feelings of like anxiousness, and you can actually turn it, and you can be like, oh no, I'm going to do like a little 360, and I'm going to use it as like, I'm pumped, I've got this, I'm going to be amazing, and like this is going to be a great show, and I'm going to feel great afterwards. So I think when I do have anxiety attacks like that, I actually use it to like channel like the energy and just to be like, I'm not going to worry about what other people are thinking about me. But most of the time when you are worried about what other people think about you, it's actually not true. Like, it's just what the voice in your head is telling you. You're thinking that people are going to be like, oh no, that was terrible, or no, I don't like her as a performer. But most of the time, people actually like love and appreciate you as a performer. But you just got to tell that little voice in your head to be like, no, I'm not gonna communicate with you in that way. I'm actually going to use all the nervous or like apprehensive energy and turn it into just like a newfound kind of energy.
That's inspirational.
Yeah, that
I
is truly.
actually
Me
think
too.
a lot of performers, I feel like people like Lady Gaga, like I watched a documentary of hers, and she talks about how she really struggles with anxiety, depression, and bipolar. And I just remember of her like talking about how before she goes on stage, she's the most anxious, the most nervous, and the most like apprehensive, like, oh my god, like I don't know if I can do this kind of performer. But then she remembers that she's Lady Gaga, and these people came to pay to watch her perform, and that everyone around the world loves her. And she actually uses all like her negative thoughts or the feeling of discomfort. She actually uses it to channel through her performance, and I think you can actually tell that, because like when you watch her perform every time, there's just a newfound energy. You're just like, wow, like when you think that she couldn't get any better, she just gets like even more better than the last performance.
Yeah, it's so true. To look at her, you wouldn't think that she had any issues, but
Yeah.
we're all human, and so we do. We have a comment from one of our team members.
Keep
hi,
going and
Desiree
going.
Richardson,
Hi,
keep
Desiree.
going and going. Outstanding. Thank you.
Right.
So I'd love to hear from your manager, Carol. Carol, what's this journey been like for you?
Well, do you know what? This girl is absolutely incredible. I know she's my daughter, but she has achieved so much. She's one of the most humble, kind, hardworking, genuine people that I know. She always gives 1,000% to everything she does. She always wants to help other people. In fact, most of the time, she puts other people before herself. And I have to remind her that you need to sometimes think about yourself in what you do. She's been through some struggles, but the most important, endearing thing about Kate is she wants to help other people. She doesn't want to just have it all for herself. She wants to help other people to learn, to grow and develop. And a lot of her mentoring work is all about helping other people as well, which I think you'll agree, is pretty amazing. She certainly taught me a lot about myself as a person. But we've been very lucky. We have met and been surrounded by the most incredible people, and we're really grateful for that.
That's beautiful.
Wow,
And it's
it
also
is.
so lovely to see mother-daughter.
I was going to say, you took the words out of my mouth. Yeah, absolutely. We're so resonating, you and I, Dr. Jacalyn.
Frightening. We have a follow-up comment from Dr. Desiree. Stay growing, glowing, and going. Success is your blueprint.
Oh,
There you go. She's amazing.
She was very, very honoured a few weeks ago when Dr. Desiree very kindly and MADALENE very kindly gave her award at the Woman of Heart Award. She won an award for her advocacy work.
And she performed live as well, didn't you, KatieB?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
That
goodness.
meant the world to Katie.
Honestly, I think when you get like such a specific award, like getting an award for advocacy and mental health, sometimes I think to myself, like, I'm only 19 years old, and like I've got amazing people like Dr. Desiree like awarding my like advocacy. about me talking about music and mental health, and I just think I'm just so lucky, privileged, and so honored to get that award, because I like to think that I'm using my voice, whether that's singing or whether that is doing a speech, which I don't do that much often, because public speaking I find a bit like daunting. But I think when you get awarded and you get an incredible, very specific award, you just reflect back to like the achievements that you make as a person, and you're like, wow, so what I think is not that big an achievement, people are noticing and people are like taking notice of it. And I just think when you get an award like that, I just think sometimes you are like so like, you're just so honored.
It spurs you on to do other stuff as well, doesn't it?
Definitely. I think I do really like talking about my journey with my music, and how like music has been very beneficial to my mental health, and I hope through time I will continue to speak more openly about my journey with my mental health, or music, or just anything in general, and that I feel more open and more honest about what I might be feeling in that moment. Because I think if one voice talks about like a topic, whether that's something that's going on in the world, or whether that is about mental health, I think it kind of like it's kind of like a domino effect. Like as soon as one person talks about it, you kind of see more and more people talk about mental health. Like when I think about when I first like kind of knew about it, I didn't know many people talking about it. But now that it's like, now it's 2022, now nearly 2023, and since COVID, I've seen so many more people speak about it on podcasts, in songs, and in movies. And I just think it's amazing that how one person can turn into 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people. Like it just goes on. And I just think as a society, we're becoming very accepting and very welcoming of people speaking truth from the truth, and just being open and honest. And I hope that I will continue to see that, and I hope that through my music I can hopefully inspire more people to like be open.
I do believe you will, KatieB. I mean, I just wanted to ask about your songwriting technique. So your songs, do you write about yourself and your experiences, or do you write it as in the third person, observing?
It depends on the song, really. I mean, I started off by writing it from my own perspective as a person who was going through a situation that I spoke about in the song, as I was the person experiencing it, because I just felt like quite sad, and like I just wasn't feeling too great when I wrote my first ever song, and I just was very open and honest, and everything that I wrote in that song, it came from my thoughts and my feelings, and it was what I was honestly feeling when I wrote it down. And I like to think I'm the kind of person that has like a very good memory of like the emotions and feelings, even if it's a situation that happened like a few months ago or like a year ago. I just sometimes I relive those moments, and I like just think about being the person in the situation. Like I put myself in the shoes of the person I was a few months ago, and I just sometimes it can be quite intense and quite it can be like very intense sometimes, especially when you're writing a song about anxiety or any kind of like intense emotion, it can be quite like it can move you to tears sometimes, and you can sometimes like want to be like I want to cry, but then I remind myself that like after this song, after I write this down, I'm not the same person that I was in that situation. But yeah, when it comes to like my songwriting, I do try to write it mostly from my own point of view, but I have written a few songs that are from influenced or like heavily inspired from the people around me, from the situations that they've been in, and I just try to like make it just as natural and realistic and close to home for people to relate to.
Fantastic.
When you were talking about the songwriting process, Katie said to me that she wanted her music to be an educational tool for others as well, to help. And so that's why we call her music with a purpose. So basically what we're doing is saying to anybody out there, whatever your problem, whatever your issue, you can do what Katie's doing. You can write songs, you can sing, you can talk about things that are very real to you, because Katie wants to be an open book to people. She doesn't want to make people feel there's not a subject that they can not talk about. And also things like people who are lonely, people who have learning difficulties, anybody out there who wants a voice for them. And that's what Katie's about. She wants to be out there and help others and be a voice, isn't it? It's a voice in the darkness, basically.
Be a beacon of light.
Oh, I like that, Carol. Voice in the darkness, beacon of light. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you.
Isn't it?
100%. I mean, that's what I hope to achieve someday.
So, KatieB, how are you feeling right now on this show?
If you want me to be completely open and honest, my anxiety has been kind of up and down lately. Before this interview, I was really nervous actually. My anxiety was peaking a little bit because I haven't done like an interview for ages, and like I was worried about how I was gonna come across, because I don't want to ever come across as like not authentic or like just like kind of awkward.
Yeah. You want to be real, don't you? Because you've had lots of news lately.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes even though it feels uncomfortable, and I think after like you talk about, oh, I was feeling like I'm feeling anxious today, or I'm not feeling too great today. I think sometimes after it's the same with like mental health. I think when you tell people and you like let people know that you're feeling not too great, I think sometimes it kind of feels like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. And I think sometimes it's great to talk about the positives, but it's great to like just to open up and be an open book to other people, especially around people who love and support you and are gonna be there for you. So I, even with like with my mum, she every day she's like, like she does like a number kind of game. So it's out of 5. So 5 is when you're feeling great, like you're feeling yourself. You're like, oh my god, yay! I'm slaying, I'm thriving. And then 1 is when you're like, I feel really terrible. Like I want to like cry, or I want to go to sleep. It depends on your kind of mood, but just checking in with somebody, like as simple as like what would you say you're feeling today? Are you feeling like your mood is at a 5? And then and then you can kind of strike a conversation like that. I think
I'm talking about issues.
yeah. I think especially for young people or anyone who struggles to open up, I think the person around them, like if you ask them how they feeling, are you feeling like your emotions are at 5 or 1? It's kind of like, it's a very simple but easy way to get somebody to open up to you, because you're like, okay, so so I'm going to say a number, and then it kind of strikes a conversation. You're like, okay, why are you feeling this way today? Is there any way I can help you? So I think just like a simple way of like the number game, like
we would encourage anybody, wouldn't we, to talk.
I think we should try it right now. What number is everyone feeling? 5 is the best, and 1 is you could.
It's like not.
That's good. Well, let's start with Carol. Carol, what number are you today?
I'm probably feeling about a 4. I'm so delighted that Katie has such strong, supportive people like yourselves to talk to and to get her message out as well. That you're doing such an important job, and I think that's really important, especially in the industry in this day and age. She's got so much coming up in the next 6 months, and sometimes that can make you feel anxious, and there can be different things that can make you feel anxious, you know. And I think it's really important that you get out there, you're feeling the way, so that if we meet somebody who wants to talk about a subject or, you know, something that's bothering them. I mean, she put out a post for Mental Health Day, and she had all these people contacting her saying, I feel that way, you know, it's good to hear that you're able to do this, that, and the other. And I think that's vital. I really do.
And I just found it like really inspirational from then on, because I even had like parents of young children come to me and says, my daughter's been really struggling with anxiety, and I came across your post. And I know like I don't know you that well, but I just wanted you to know that my daughter feels the same way as you. You and my daughter should have a conversation and talk about it and normalize the discussion around mental health. So I think it's like, I just find it kind of inspiring when you have people who you don't know that well, or they don't know you that well, and they reach out to you, and you're just like, wow. You're just like, wow.
It's like, and it's not just, it's all sorts of things. Like we, Katie did some work in Ghana with children in Ghana during the lockdown, and they did a question and answer session asking her all sorts of questions, did a little bit of singing with her, and that was really important as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
To feel they had somebody that they could relate to and understand.
You're doing wonderful things. I do too. So Carol, you're 4. KatieB, 1 through 5. What are you?
I was a 2, but now I'm feeling like a 4.
I mean, that's a good point, actually, Katie. I think it's about being aware, because Carol, you're saying how are you feeling today, and don't forget during the day we get the dips, so we might wake up a 5. Suddenly we're going to a 4, then we're going to a 3, we go to a 2, and so we go from a 2 to a 5.
My mom asks us this question like at least 3 times a day.
I do, man.
You're like, how are you feeling today? Okay, so you was like a 3. Are you feeling like a 5 now?
Yeah. I always encourage my children to talk to me about everything, because I don't believe in being one of those mums who just sits there and ignores what's going on. I'm not like that. And I just want them to feel, I mean, Katie's been through some really bad times with her anxiety, and it's not just something that goes away. It's always there, and it's like a little grey mist hanging around, and you just have to have that, push it away. I mean, she's my warrior, and that's what she does. She fights that battle with anxiety every single day. But my God, she's a good warrior, that's for sure.
Champion.
It's
well
such
done.
Lovely, your relationship, your connection, your
just literally. I mean, Katie's got some very exciting news that she's going to talk to you about.
Oh, you put me on the spot, DJ Mum.
Well,
We want to hear.
We want to hear the news. I just want to say hello to a Facebook user. If you want to type your name, we don't know who you are, but lovely. Keep encouraging her, Mom.
Oh, I wonder who that is.
When you watch it from our private group for women.
The big news.
All right, here it is.
Right there.
I didn't know if I announced it. Okay, so I don't know.
The drum roll.
I'm terrible when it comes to Okay, so I have signed a 2-year distribution deal with Sony AMG.
Fantastic! And Sony is a big
for my original music.
The first single is
that is fantastic.
I'm going to be releasing my first single, Jealousy, 27th of January.
And it goes out to 94 countries.
94.
Oh,
94
wow.
That's phenomenal, Katie.
5,000 digital radio stations.
You have been
it's going to hopefully do well.
Hopefully.
So it'll be all over the world on January the 27th.
Oh my gosh, this because you're meant to get out there, Katie, not just sing, but become this voice.
I
the beacon.
Want to spill it to people for so long, but but they're like, not quite yet.
Six more in the pipeline, so they'll be released gradually over the next 2 years.
Oh, this is amazing. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
Are you a 5 now, KatieB?
No. So this is going to be like it's going to be my first ever song.
Amazing. And thank you, Maria Eduardo, for being here.
I think you're definitely a 5 now, KatieB.
You're 5, yeah. She's happier now, that's for sure.
Yes. Out into the world. It's beautiful.
As I say, it's been a busy time. She's won several awards this year, which she's been very lucky. She's Panache Global Youth Ambassador for 2023. She's also won a Woman of Excellence Award. And she's also nominated for United Nations Prize. So very, very exciting times. There are a few things that we can't talk about at the moment, but
of course,
secret.
Let's save them for the next show.
Let's do that.
Absolutely. Oh God,
KatieB, we're so happy for you. It's just,
thank you.
You deserve it. You've earned it.
Yeah.
And something that just came up, and I want to touch on this before we sign off, is that why can't we stand in our glory when we accomplish something that we've worked so hard for, but yet we feel embarrassed. We feel like an imposter, like we're not worthy of it, or maybe someone's going to take it away from us. No, stand in your glory. You've earned it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I just feel so awkward when people give me a compliment. Like, I feel like I'm very grateful, and I'm like, oh, thank you, that's so sweet. Like, it honestly, like, it touches my heart. But sometimes I'm like, no, like, the imposter syndrome.
Mm-hmm. I know exactly what you mean, KatieB. It's so difficult to. It's better to work and help people and sing and not even think about the praises. And
you know what we do sometimes when we get praises, we make excuses. Well, I really didn't think it was, or I never thought I could.
That's a great
so-and-so's better than me. No.
I think, Dr. Jacalyn, there's someone else on this podcast who is also very, very humble about what she does. It's pretty amazing, isn't she, Dr. Madeleine?
Dr. Madeleine Chen is amazing. She is.
We met each other at the Woman Apart Awards a few weeks ago, and she just blew everybody away with her performance that night. And she worked so hard. She was running around doing about 93,000 jobs. And we calmed her down. She had a nice cup of tea, and then she went out and she absolutely smashed her performance.
Oh,
I put all the energies into it.
I didn't even know you sang at that. Is it recorded?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we'll send you over a copy.
Oh, Carol,
She
you're
was amazing. And
Thank you,
also,
Carol.
we bought Dr. Madelene's book as well. Katie got that for her
I
birthday.
actually got it
You
as one of my
did?
birthday presents.
Yeah, and that's
Thank you.
amazing as well. So
Thank
we are
you,
very
Carol.
lucky to be in such esteemed company, we believe, don't we?
I think we have a beautiful team. I think that people are all coming into communities and helping each other rather than competing with each other, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah, that's the thing. With like performing arts, because it is quite like a small, quite intimate kind of industry, it can be kind of cutthroat because of the competitiveness that is around it. I mean, any industry is competitive, but especially performing arts. Like, I've seen some real like competitiveness come out. But I think sometimes I wish that there wasn't any competition, because we all love what we do. We all want to make people happy. We all want to and we all want to be successful.
We need
and
to support each other.
100%. Because I'm all for supporting people. Like, I'm all for, like, we're on the same team. we all love what we're doing. And there's a reason why we're at the same place, why we're at the same audition, why we're at the same performance. Like, so I think performing arts is pretty amazing when we work as a unit and we love and support each other.
Well, you're super confident. You
Yes.
really are. You've grown, expanded.
Congratulations.
It's an absolute honour to have you on the Film and Music Show on USA Global TV and Radio. You're amazing,
Yes,
honestly.
you are. And thanks, Mom Manager, for being here
Oh,
as well.
You know what, Dr. Jacalyn? I'm just putting it out there. But you know your Lady Ella series?
Yes.
I think we need a young person coming in.
Oh, I think you're right. Maybe for book 4.
Yeah, mental health awareness, elevated listening.
Absolutely.
Oh.
We'll reach out to you about that. Actually, you're going to get a survey after the show. You'll find out then. But we have your information on the screen, and we also have it in the comments section. What's the best way for people to follow you, for them to reach out?
I probably think my website, which is should I do the www part of it?
Yeah.
Okay, so www.KatieBmusicofficial.com. But Katie is spelled IE and then it's just a B. So KATIB musicofficial.com.
And your single is out?
And my single is out the 27th of January. There's going to be a pre-save link coming out soon, and there's going to be even more announcements about a listening party.
And it's
listening.
Ooh, I love that idea. Listening party.
Yeah. And it's called Jealousy. So keep your eyes and ears out for more announcements about my single.
Fantastic. And we'll look forward to welcoming you back next year so we can hear all about it. Thank you so much.
Super looking forward.
I've been honored and happy to talk about it.
And I feel like you might be joining our team of elevated listeners. I don't know, something's coming through on that. So
that's what I'm sensing as well.
All right. Thank you, KatieB, and thank you, Carol, for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Happy
Much
New Year.
love.
Happy New Year.
Thanks, KatieB. Oh, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Bye.
Bye. And also a big thanks to people who have been commenting today. We really do appreciate you. We've got to run because the next guests are waiting. So Dr. Chan, how do people reach out to you? How do they purchase your books? How do they take your courses?
The best thing is to email me, MadaleneCarolChan@gmail.com, MADALENECarolChan@gmail.com, or you can get me at Madalene-Chan.com. But best to just contact me on social media. I want to hear if you want a song for yourself, if you want to learn about connecting to your soul voice. And if you want to hear about the children's book as well, just contact me. You know, if you're asking questions about your life, and just contact me. I'm here for you.
Fabulous. And you can find Dr. Chan on A Woman's Prerogative on Mondays.
Oh, yeah.
Film and Music Show on Thursdays, and Talking Heads on Fridays. And I think soon she's going to be on Animal World Kingdom. I'm not sure.
Oh, Animal Kingdom. We'll have to talk about that. I love that.
Yes. Our first guest will be Teddy. So, all right, we're signing off for now. Our next show is coming up. It's The Wise Ones with Roland is not on The Wise Ones with Red.
It's red, isn't it? It's red.
Yay. Okay. We will be back shortly. Thank you, Dr. Chan. I will look forward to chatting with you.
And thank you, Dr. Jacalyn. You're doing 500 core, aren't you? Doing 500 core exercise. That is superhero stuff.
Tomorrow. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to look out for that for sure.
All right. I'll have pictures. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.